is all about the buzz with DryerBuzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Hey, what up, this Killer Mike telling you DryerBuzz on WAOK. That's right, WAOK 1380, suckers.
Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
This is where we take you inside the buzz. You can go to DryerBuzz.com. That's where you're going to get the comments and stuff that we're talking about on today's show. And then you also can get the archive and replay of the show. And we shared a couple of posts this week that kind of jumped off, struck a nerve. And part of that is this quote unquote beef that's been going on with Lee Daniels and Monique and her coming out and saying that he, may have blacklisted her, blackballed her or whatever. And when I posted it, the comments just kind of went off because I shared it. Said after she said so many things, she said that she was, for apparently 4 days that Lee Daniels was considering her as the cookie roll. And Vernita Ward says, sounds like Monique's getting the runaround no matter who she talks to. That's very, very unfortunate, but that's the nature of that business. But I tell you, someone will take a chance on her and she will be great. It's coming, Monique. Your day is coming. Let's see. Let me see if I can grab a couple more comments. I'm going to go right to the phones. Latoya Simmons said, I would have loved to see her play the role. She would have knocked it out of the park. She is funny and talented actress. Hashtag Team Monique. Not taking anything from Taraji, because she plays the hell out of the role. Okay. And let me see. Let me grab one more while everybody's filling up the phone lines. 404-892-2703. Kathy Cook Askew says she is Monique. Speaking of Monique, says she is behaving like she is off her meds. and Nava Morgan says, no way. If Monique had gotten up and showed us, okay, blank, we'd still be sick. I guess you're talking about. See, people are trying to infuse Monique into the things that Taraji has done. She says, I can't see anyone else in the role of Cookie but Taraji P. Henson. I'm going to need Monique to move on. She made some choices and some decisions that have not gone her way. Let it go. Pick up the broken pieces and move on. It says she needs Iyanla to come fix her blank life. All right, these are some of the comments that are going on right now. If you go to DryerBuzz and click on the post for today's show, people are commenting on it. The fact that Monique was supposed to play the cookie role. Clearly, Lee Daniels had another thing in mind, and he switched up from Wesley Snipes and Monique and used Taraji and Terrence, and clearly that was the winner. But in talking about the history of television, I was sitting and I was thinking, because it seemed like when Kerry Washington got the role on Scandal, it seemed people wanted to act like we never had a black woman on television before. And what used to get on my nerves is that people wanted to tie the Scandal role, Kerry Washington coming to television, back to Diane Carroll. And I was like, okay, what about all the women in between? We had a whole couple, 3 decades of black people on TV since, before Shonda Rhimes and this whole Scandal thing. And okay, it was a TV drama. They kept trying to find the reason. See, one thing about us as black people, we try to buy into every stereotype. I didn't like that they were trying to give so many accolades to Kerry Washington, even missing the fact that Jada Pinkett Smith had a television show. They wanted to throw out Jada's nurse show, saying that it was on a cable channel, and that the accolades were the fact that Kerry was picking up where Diane left off, being that it was on either ABC or Disney or a local, not local network, but a regular television network. Just trying to find. It's like we do too much trying to keep these lines drawn between us. And I got to thinking, in my lifetime, there's pretty much never been a time that we didn't have a top-rated black TV show. If you had a black character, or even if in all black TV shows, we've always been on television. It was only this decade of 2K. And at first I thought in the 90s, but no, we ran television up until about the 90s. This decade of 2K was pretty much when they tried to wipe black folk off television because they realized that media does what, y'all? Media has one goal: influence humanity. And what we had on television was creating some of the best black people you ever want to see. My favorite show was The Jeffersons. And, you know, everybody had, but every decade we rocked television and with the top rated shows. So I don't understand why it is that we think now this is something that ain't ever happened. I think Monique is realizing, and Hallie and everybody and their mama's trying to come back to the small screen. Scripted television is back after this whole ring of reality shows, and they can make some money. Okay, I'm going to go and talk with Anthony. Anthony, what's your comment on Monique?
Hey, good day. How you doing?
Awesome.
Good. I just want to say it's kind of ironic because you can. I believe she's telling the truth because you can tell how she acts. Just Monique and herself with that cookie roll, and even this situation is almost like a cookie roll. It's almost like an Empire episode, and you know, from what I heard her say was basically it was almost like something like a choice of promoting the movie, which was the Precious movie, and her having to do her regular television show. And what a lot of people don't know about actors is movies are good, but it's not consistent like a television show.
Right. It's not consistent money either.
No.
Mm-mm. And so you can make a movie and not have to promote that movie for like 2 years. By the time they, you know, get on these interviews and red carpets and stuff, they actually made the movie like 2-3 years ago. So now you got to jump back into that character.
Yes, and also, I mean, is it
without money too?
That's right. And the crazy part of it is, it's so funny because this is like an episode of Empire because even Lee Daniels, I mean, is it too hard to believe that the guy that writes all this and comes out with all this conniving stuff would actually do something conniving? I mean,
exactly.
I mean, this is, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. I mean, this is what it is, and she's kind of fighting for her life, quote unquote, to get back in, because you're right, we've not seen her. She's very talented. She seems like a very friendly person. Something went down, and, you know, he put her on ice.
I mean, and the thing about it is Monique is very down. Monique is so approachable. Okay. And she's very open and honest about this. And at that time, during the whole Precious movie, she was in a rebel phase. I mean, she had an opportunity with a network behind her, and she felt like this, just like I come on here with WOK and I'm going to talk about this. I have my agenda for doing this. She had her agenda, what she thought she was going to do for her show, pulling her back into this
spotlight,
you know, pulling her back into the promoting this movie did conflict with some things that she wanted. I mean, she would literally have to fly from East Coast to West Coast and do this, but it would have opened up a lot for her. It would have opened up a lot on the creative side. She wouldn't now be dependent on Lee Daniels for a job.
But see, I used to dibble and dabble a little bit in the entertainment industry, and guys like Lee Daniel, and particularly us, and I mean, really anybody that has power, most of the time, you know, if you get on their bad side or you do something they pretty much are going to shut, I mean, music, movies, whatever, they going to shut it down.
Oh, yeah, because Lee Daniels has already told y'all he going to sell out. Whatever he got to do, he going to sell out. He said he'd rather sell out than have to deal with some of the stuff that us broke folk deal with.
I'm not really a fan of his stuff, and I was hearing you talk about what I like to use the term this generation's TV shows, and I'm a little older. I grew up in the 70s and 80s when the shows were more geared toward, you had crime and all these other shows, but they were still geared toward uplifting, and it just seems like Empire is more just solely entertainment based, and there's nothing you can soak back and get any gold out of it. It just kind of just throws us out there. We selling drugs, we making music and dancing and acting like fools. And yeah, it's entertaining, but there's nothing that you can soak up from it that uplifts us as well. And
it's something. And here's the thing that Taraji has said is we've got to understand the story. The story has to be set up, but what we've got to do is, and Taraji has said, we got to stay in it for the arc. When they begin to make that pivotal pull. I mean, if you watch the first season of Sanford and Son or any of those shows, you know, back in the, because we had a lot to choose from back in the day. People think, you know, these are the first time black folk have been on television. But, you know, in our day, and thank you so much for the call, Anthony, but in our day, we had a lot to choose from. But what you've got to do is, you know, just like we've given everything else 2-3 seasons, let's give them 2-3 seasons. They got to set up the story, and it's probably going to get better. Let's keep on this, but never has there not been a top-rated black TV show. Remember when Queen Latifah's show, what was the one with the ladies? My mind is like Living Single. That was when they started ushering us out of television, when they started getting rid of Martin and Living Single, Different Worlds, you know, around about 2000. Yeah, well, I never liked Eve's show. I still can't like Eve. Can't act. Stop playing. Eve got a movie out there right now that we should be watching. It's Eve and Jill Scott and the other Melinda. I don't know her name. But we should be watching that movie. But I cannot watch Eve acting, y'all. I'm not going to go there with y'all. Okay. But the year 2000, it's like they began to wipe us off television. I mean, black woman ain't been in a movie with Will Smith since I don't know when. 404-892-2703. Jackie and James and a few others. This next segment is for you. Your comments on this shakeup in television. 404-892-2703.
WAOK Atlanta. WVEE HD3. News and Talk 1380. WAOK.
622.
Hashtag Hair She Buzz. Get the buzz behind the buzz with Yolanda Lattimore with DryerBuzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
We had like 20 to 30 million viewers a week.
LA Law, 60 Minutes, Murder, She Wrote, Family Ties, Cheers. We beat them all.
Happens to be a deer, and I think it gives the room a little character.
I already live with a little character.
But not everyone was impressed. A Different World, at least in part, was clearly a time slot hit, a bridge between the phenomenally successful Cosby Show and Cheers, and critics panned it as a lightweight knockoff with a less than convincing take on black college life.
No way.
Wait, did she say 30 million viewers a week for a 30-minute show in between Cosby and Cheers, y'all? What happened in around about 2000 that they decided they wanted to wipe black folk off television? I don't know. You know, we had the whole gangster rap. It was just time to destroy. See, I keep telling y'all the purpose of media, television being one of the most popular mediums, the purpose is to influence humanity. The television shows that we had in our day was creating the greatest generation to ever live. I mean, we were just some brilliant people, you know, and we had brilliant television. There's never been a time when you didn't have a black show or a black actress or actor that was top rating. Everybody right now is saying that Empire's history making. We just looked it up. I think the last top ratings for them was like 15. Maybe they've hit 20 million. But a 30-minute show back in that day, rocking 30 million viewers a week. I mean, that's insane. You're listening to DryerBuzz on WAOK. I'm Yolanda Lattimore. I'm the editor of DryerBuzz.com, and that's where you should be during this live and interactive segment of WAOK program, because we just get live with it. Reading some of your comments that we've been sharing this week, because we talked about this shakeup in television. Every network right now wants a black actor. I don't know about an actor. Yeah. I think the men are rocking it too. Everybody's trying to get. People are talking about Denzel wants to be on Empire. Everybody wants to roll. And see, there's a difference between the audience for cable shows. Cable shows will never see the kind of ratings that these regular network shows, like, you know, the shows that come on ABC, NBC, CBS, they rock, you know, because a lot of times it's like the signal. You know, a lot of people just don't know how to turn their television, so they stay on these networks, and they just have more viewers, so that's why everybody wants to come back to the small screen. All right, I said we were going to give this segment to Jackie. I've got James is back, and then I've got Tori, and we're going to go and get some of their comments. I was reading some of your comments on Facebook. If you go to DryerBuzz, you can get in on the Facebook conversation, #DryerBuzz. All right, Jackie, what's your comment? You want to talk about the Oscars and black women in media?
Well, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm just tired of all the negative and poor portrayal of African Americans in the media right now, that I select what I'm watching on television. I think that we have been exploited with a lot of negative behavior. And I just miss all the good, wholesome shows. I'm a 70s, 80s child as well, and I think that we had the best television programming in that area. And as a result, I make sure that my child sees some of those shows. I try to buy seasons of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and some of the other shows that I watched, and I'm proud to say that my 11-year-old enjoys them quite well. And I haven't had an opportunity to watch Empire, and I'll kind of see where I'm going with it. The hardship and, you know, got to get it over and all that kind of stuff. I'm just exhausted with it all. And in regards to the Oscar, Monique isn't the only Oscar-winning person that we haven't seen. A lot of Cuba Gooding Jr. was one. We haven't seen any of his good work in movies as well. You know what? I just saw him in a movie the other day, and I didn't know hadn't heard anything about it. I'm trying to remember what I was watching, but he is in a movie right now. I got to remember what I was watching. But go ahead. I'm sorry. And also with Monique, I loved her as Countess Vaughn's mother in that television spinoff of Monique. Yeah, she's an excellent comedic actress. And, right. You know, they actually tried to start a beef into that area. Right. They actually tried to start a beef between Shirley Raff and Monique. Shirley Raff did an interview, and she commented on some things. And, of course, by the time it hit the headlines, they were saying that she agreed that Monique might have been difficult and Monique, you know, should probably lose some weight. And Cheryl had to come back and clarify her interview. Because, you know, people were going in on her right quick. It's like, wait a minute, Monique was on your show a couple times and ended up with a spinoff. So what can you say? You know, so it's just, but the thing about it is we've always been there. In some kind of way, they're able to convince us that, and see, this is where I give pushback and objection is there are people who always want to act like they've done something for us. We rock Hollywood no matter what we in. We could be in a movie. We could have the walk-on waitress role in a movie, and that's it. And if they put that in the trailer, it will sell more tickets than half the leading actresses. You know, just because we are entertaining, and Hollywood has been making billions of dollars off of us since the first camera was invented. So I think we need to stop acting like that this is all new. We need to sell out, as Lee Daniels says. You know, Lee Daniels just might not even know his history. We need to find out what's going on with that brother. But thank you so much. Let me move on. Let's see. Is that James back online too? All right, James, what's your comments on all of this?
Yes, how you doing, Yolanda?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yolanda, I'm glad you clarified what the situation was with Daniels and his comments. I might just sort of not PC here, but I think he made the right choice in choosing Taraj Henson for that position, because I think she's more is more sexy, is more appealing, and Monique, she got to hit the gym. I'm sorry to say that, but
Monique,
it's more appealing.
Monique is in the gym every day.
Well, who's that former Idol singer, Washington? What's her first name? Who looks, she's gorgeous, man. And I mean, but that is more appealing. It is more sexy, and I've been drawn to the show. I don't know if I would, watch it as much with Monique. I gotta tell you, she's a great actress.
I'll say this: when I saw the headline and thinking about the love scene between Taraji and Terrence, and then infusing Monique, that did mess me up a little bit. But then I was thinking Monique would have been a different role. We don't know where originally the show was going to go, but. Taraji and Terrence, they have the chemistry. We've seen them on screen before, and it kind of picks up, some of the characters that she's played before. I mean, she's absolutely perfect. But the thing about it is, before Empire, Taraji was on NBC as a detective. Nobody, got into that show because it was kind of out of her lane. It seemed to be, and people are. I mean, there's stereotype and stigma to it, but people are entertainment-wise attracted to the sassy black woman. They just are.
Yeah, but we got to realize the image plays a very large part of that. That is very appealing.
Right, and I don't think Empire is going to be. I don't think it's damaging to us. I don't think it's buffoonery or coonery that people are trying to say, because I mean we've had shows where we watched comedies and then moved to the drama and all that, and I think today we have enough alternatives out there where if this is too much for you, there is a lot to choose from right now, and it's gonna grow. It's gonna go back to like it was back in the day.
Yeah, it's good entertainment. I enjoy it.
All right, well, continue to enjoy, continue listening. When we come back, we're gonna still talk about this. I mean, what is this setup that's going on right now with this Monique interview? Because I mean, she went from station to station to station. She did a real press junket on this, explaining what was going on with Lee Daniels. Does she, in the end, just simply want a piece of Empire? Because I thought Monique would have been in the creative stages by now, launching her own shows. So it's interesting to see where this is going. We're gonna talk with Tori on the other side of the break. I want to know your comments. I mean, what are you thinking about the fact that every network now wants a black actress? They wiped us off television, and now they want to bring us back because black audiences is the last audience that's still sitting in front of that screen, y'all. We are it. Believe you me, we are it. 404-892-2703. Your comments when we come back for News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Get DryerBuzz on SoundCloud and YouTube to hear snippets from the show. It's all about the buzz with DryerBuzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Hi, this is Fontaine Lewis from Jazz and Jokes Atlanta. If I'm not hosting an event, I'm looking to DryerBuzz to see what's happening in the streets of Atlanta on News Talk 1380 WAOK.
Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
All right, welcome back to DryerBuzz on WAOK. We're talking about this shakeup in television, and I one of the things I tell people all the time is ain't nothing new but you, boo. Okay, because I mean, to act like, see, when we take history out of everything that we do, like out of every conversation, then we fall for this stuff like things that are going on today, like acting like, Kerry Washington, Viola Davis, having these two shows, and now you got Empire, acting like somebody has done something great. Because Lee Daniels will have us think that, ooh, somebody's done something for black folks. Honey, please. Ain't nobody got time for that. We've been rocking Hollywood ever since there was a Hollywood. If you take any part of our essence and infuse it into a film, it's going to be a success. It's going to make money. It's going to make money. And when you pulled up some of the shows, because remember I said around about 2000 was when somebody decided, hey, let's wipe black folk off television. That was when BET went down here for a decade. BET from, I think we're about 2000, 2010 was all about it destroying our image, because that's what BET had to do in order to sell the network. They had to make it look like it was the worst degradation of black people, because the goal of media is to do what, people? Influence humanity. And if you can influence humanity that there is a superior race, then use media to do it. but I'm going to use media to overcome the objections. I'm going to use media to break out this whole media apartheid. Mahaya is over here writing down a list of television shows, y'all. She needs another piece of paper because we've been on television that much. We may not have had all the dramas, but we were thinking about, yes, we have. I mean, the black actors on St. Elsewhere. I mean, you think about hospital dramas, okay? Yeah, we got ER now, but we had St. Elsewhere. The guy that was on Coming to America. I mean, we had him on the show. Yeah, Boston Public. I mean, we've had every type of role that's out there. And the thing about it is we rock it. But what happens, when you put aside money, because they was making billions of dollars, when you got a serious agenda, when you can put aside making money to influencing humanity, that there's a superior race. That means you don't want to excite black people. See, there's a thing in America, and it's in the FBI papers. It's called Don't Excite Negroes. I mean, really, it's in the FBI papers. When they assassinated Dr. King, the FBI report, and I'm not saying America did it, but a lot of people like to say America did it. But when Dr. King was assassinated, and see, this is when the internet first started. All this information was on the internet. Now you can't find it. But when the internet first started, you can go out there and read these FBI reports. And the FBI report after the assassination of Dr. King, the FBI report to then president said that there will never be another to excite the Negroes the way Dr. King did. That's why there was only one shot at the Lorraine Motel. Hear me again. There was only one shot at the Lorraine Motel, because that meant everybody else on the banister would not excite Negroes. I mean, that's just the bottom line. That's why we going to Selma to celebrate the anniversary of crossing over a bridge. We're going to Selma, y'all, next week to celebrate crossing over a bridge. They won't tell you that the Selma march was the end of a decade of assassinations, probably 2-3 decades of assassination. They don't want to talk about the fact that the Selma march was probably the ending of lynching in America, because they don't want to remind you the fact that it was a murder thing. See, y'all watching the Oscars. Let me see, everybody, I don't know what y'all got from the Oscars, but here's what I got from the Oscars. There was 2 tributes. I'm gonna get back to the topic. There were 2 tributes at the Oscars. Okay, 2, right? That I remember. That was the Selma one that everybody's talking about. But Lady Gaga did a tribute to what? The Sound of Music. So at the time of Bloody Sunday, folks was going to the movie theater to see a Sound of Music. It was not until one of the reasons why Selma resonated across America, because it was one of the first horrific scenes of black folk getting their head beat in that went out on television. That's why it's considered to be the turn. She's still writing down TV shows. That's why it's considered to be the turn of the war on civil rights. See, some people say civil rights movement. No, it was the war on civil rights, because the greatest survivor of an American people, black people, has surpassed the American dream. Some people don't want to believe that. But what happened was descendants of freed slaves surpassed the American dream. So therefore a war was launched on black people. Okay. And what happened was at the same time of this war on civil rights, this whole Hollywood thing started to grow. You could go to the movies and television and all this kind of stuff. So you could self-medicate and not have to deal with the problem. So black folk were trying to cross this bridge in Selma, okay, to end this decade of assassinations. Okay, add that part to it. But people were going to watch Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music. They wanted to, remember that country song we played? Dude said he just wanted to watch television, but his friend had a woman on the bus and a man with a dream. So people wanted to self-medicate. That's why Hollywood and television, and we still self-medicate now. Every time we sit down on Wednesday night to watch Empire, we want to tune out all this stuff. Y'all don't want to talk about Selma. Y'all want to talk about Empire and why Monique can't play cookie. So let's get back. Can I get the list? Okay. Here's why we got to stop acting like Kerry Washington is the first black woman on television, because in the 90s, we had so many shows. We had The Parkers, Living Single, Family Matters, Steve Harvey Show, A Different World, Fresh Prince, Moesha, Thea. Anybody remember Thea? Come on. You had Sister to Sister. You had In the House. And that's just half the list. In 2000, remember I said it was around 2K that they began to wipe us off television. You had Everybody Hates Chris, Girlfriends, Jamie Foxx. You had Bernie Mac. Okay, My Wife and Kids, and then came Tyler Perry sitcom she got on here. Probably why they wanted to wipe us off television. And you had That's So Raven, who was rocking Disney Channel. So there's not been a time when we didn't have a top sitcom. I mean, now that's not even talking about the shows we had in the 80s. Never mind the 70s. Unsung just recently did the Unsung on Red Fox, which was one of the first black sitcoms, and from there it was spinoff after spinoff after spinoff after spinoff. My favorite show of all times, and I've kept trying to think which would it be. It's the Jeffersons. I love the scripts and the freedom they had on the Jeffersons to say all the stuff that needed to be said. They liked to say that George Jefferson was our Archie Bunker. He was a spinoff from Archie Bunker, so they had pretty much some of the same language. So, there's never been a time. There's never been a time, with this exception of, think about maybe 2000, the beginning of 2K, that we've not been on television. And guess what? When it got, so one of the things I like about us is when television did get so bad and it was really destroying our image, that whole decade at BET, we turned it off. That's why it feels like we are coming back to television now, because we did have to look away because it did get bad. All right, 404-892-2703. What's your thought process on this shakeup on television? I'm going to go to Tori. Tori, what's your comments on the show? Thank you so much for calling.
How you doing, Yolanda?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, this is my first time calling your show. I'll be listening to you. I know you don't be on here every weekend. But
I am. I'm on every Sunday from 1 to 4.
Well, that's a couple of Sundays where I miss you then.
Yeah, you missed.
But listen, y'all just stole my thunder because I was gonna name some of them shows.
Yeah, give me some more names.
Let me tell you, you also got Good Times.
Right.
In the late 70s, you had Good Times, you had Red Fox, which you just did, and I think they really need to do a movie on Red Fox.
Did you see the Unsung
movie? A Red Fox, yeah, I saw it, but see, a Red Fox movie would be just as interesting as a Ray Charles movie. That Red Fox was something else. See, my granddaddy used to have all them Red Fox, Flip Wilson, Aunt Esther, Mom's Maybe album.
Red
and,
Fox
Richard
and
Pryor,
Aunt Esther was
and I
just
used to
raw.
sneak and listen to it. I'm a big comedian fan, and I'm a big movie buff. But a lot of people, they don't do their history. Anytime I'm talking to anybody about politics or what current affairs going on today, I always tell people to do your history because I love sports too. And they always talking about Mayweather and Pacquiao. Now I say, man, y'all need to do y'all history. Some people just hate on Mayweather. They don't even know Pacquiao's record. But they just like to hate on Mayweather because he's so flamboyant and he do his thing, what he do with his money. I said, that's all the show. The man will tell you he do it for entertainment. But the man is nothing like that when the cameras ain't rolling.
Really?
The man, yeah, he's nothing like that when the cameras ain't rolling. The man, that's why you got to do your history on the man. You got to do, anytime I find out something, just like when it comes to religion or anything else, I like to do my history. Reason why? Because can't nobody pull the wool over my eyes, con me into believing the way they believe. I want to read it for myself and form my own opinion. I don't like to follow nobody. I'm not a follower. Yeah. So I'll tell you, okay, you had Good Times, you had Red Fox, a lot of people, even the 18 with Mr. T, with all the gold and stuff around his neck. And, he was doing that, long time ago.
What about Robert Guillaume? He had a show.
You had Bentley.
Bentley, right.
You had Benson.
227.
That's right. You had 227, but I'm saying in the 70s. Then you got the real movie, had different strokes. Remember Arnold?
Exactly.
Remember what you're talking about,
before
Willis?
that,
I mean, we used to religiously watch them shows, and I got to take up. I got to steal some of your thunder because Jeffersons was one of my favorite shows because of the issues they dealt with.
Exactly.
The Jeffersons dealt with the Martin Luther. They had an episode. Martin Luther King got shot. Where the Jefferson cleaners almost got,
where he went down and tried to
he went down there and threw something through the window. Yeah. They dealt with racism all the time. They dealt with bigotry. They dealt with it all. But a lot of the black shows, especially the Good Time, they dealt with poverty and how hard, unemployment every damn day. That's why the show is called Good Times. A lot of people just don't know these shows dealt with the issue. But what it is now, I think the reason why the people are saying what they say now because we're in a social media age. Instant gratification. I'm a big House of Cards fan.
Okay. Hold on for me. I got to ask you about the House of Cards. We got to go to break. And that's what it is. I think, with the social media mobs, I'm starting to call them social media mobs. When you don't add history to it, you lose a lot of the conversation. News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Breaking news. #HairSheBuzz. Get the buzz behind the buzz with Yolanda Lattimore with DryerBuzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
All right, let's go back to Tori and get back to this. Tori, let me ask you this, because here's one of the things as far as me being a black woman in technology. Here's one of the things as far as me being a black woman in technology. There's this thing about moving people from screen to screen. Okay, now the hype right now. See, one of the things Netflix, Hulu, some of these other things that people are watching. Amazon, right now. House of Cards just came out. Everybody is right now binging on House of Cards. Season 3. Yes. Okay, so what's the actual appeal to that?
Now, to me, I'm a politic person. I like the politics. Now, let me cut down my radio here. But see, my thing is the corruption. I like to see a conniving politician doing what he's doing. You know
what's
what I'm
the difference?
Trying to get away with it.
Wait. What's the difference from watching him being conniving and getting away with stuff, and why is it we have a hard time watching black folk being conniving and getting away with stuff?
I don't see that. I like Scandal is one of my favorite shows also.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Scandal person. I'm a House of Cards person.
Are you gonna binge or are you gonna spread it out?
What you mean? Oh no,
you gonna watch all the episodes back to back?
I binge watch House of Cards, but now I go back and watch. See, when you binge watch something, you only remember certain parts of it.
Right.
So what I do, I go back and watch 2 episodes when I'm sitting around not doing nothing. Next Sunday when I'm off work, then I sit around watching a couple of. So I spread it out.
See, I know when Orange is the New Black came out, I was like, okay, I'm only gonna watch 2 episodes a day, and then the next thing you know, I had watched it all, and I was like, oh my God.
But let me tell you get back to Monique. Now the Monique thing. Let's just be honest. Okay. Monique is a full-figured woman. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to be honest here.
Be honest.
Okay, I'm being honest.
Language man, be honest.
Let me tell you, I don't think that Cookie role is a big woman part. Now, it's some big, beautiful women. Monique is a big, beautiful woman. Now, I'm finna name a show that y'all didn't name that's probably not on your list that was a big, beautiful woman role, and she played it to the T, and that's Give Me a Break. Remember Nell Carter?
Did she? Oh no,
I didn't hear nobody name that.
No, because we had Thea, but we didn't name. And
you didn't have Nell Carter.
Yep, Nell Carter.
Nell Carter. Give me a break. Yep. Now the Parker role, some people would call it buffoonery or cooning or whatever with Parker, but it dealt with some little issues here. Now I wasn't no big Parker fan, but I'm a Monique fan, especially with her comedy. Right. I'm a Monique fan when it comes to her comedy. Now, she did, that little dark role, but I think it's something going on between her and Lee Daniels, and they can make up all the excuses you want, but it's just something, the little fly on the wall will probably come out with later on. But you're never going to get the whole truth out of now one of them, because there's something behind the scenes. Now, as far as her not getting along with Hollywood, what they say, playing your role or going alone, you don't want to be invited to certain parties. Sometimes certain people can't deal with the fakeness.
Right.
That's like inviting somebody to your wedding when they don't even want you to get married.
Right.
You don't go to a party where you're not invited. So she probably, at least they're like, well, no, you got to play the role, whatever. So it probably didn't have nothing to do with her being talented or being able to get the role. To me, my person, I don't think it was a big girl role. Like, that's just me personally. I think it's something else behind the scenes that didn't happen, but I think the reason why she didn't get it because it's a big girl role. It wasn't a big girl role; it's a role for a petite woman, and that's why Taraji P. Henson got it.
Is it that you can't see the big girl putting it on Terrence like that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Now, see, I just don't think it's a big girl role. Just look at it. Taraji P. Henson, like, she was made for the role.
And I think Taraji was because of some of the behaviors and things like. I mean, Taraji has played the role before.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
so
what I'm saying.
she rocks it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tori.
Social media age, and I appreciate you bringing me back. And you have a good weekend.
All right, thank you so much. I mean, I couldn't see Monique in the role as it is prescribed today, and I got to deal with my own issues. Why is everybody comparing it to the scene where Taraji showed her behind me? You can't see. Okay, she's thick, Mr. See, y'all not in this studio. Y'all don't see what Mahalia be bringing up on these screens and things like that. All right, let's go ahead, and Mike is going to talk to us about what the agenda and the media. And I'm like, okay, all right, Mike, come on, jump in here, save me.
Hey, peace to you. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Like, to me, for that Monique thing, I just want to say real quick, any actress, especially a black actress, they can go, if they go after the role and they go at it the right way. Mm-hmm. And Monique is not as big as she used to be. I haven't seen a full photograph of her lately. But sisters can go after those roles, and then they craft the roles to make them. So I think it's short-sighted to say that she couldn't play this character or that. But I wanted to talk about the Oscars. Okay. And something you were saying earlier. Two things I really noticed is, and it had to do with the acceptance speech with both Common and John Legend. Mm-hmm. When Common made his speech, which was an inclusive kind of speech, when he talked about the bridge was built with freedom and right. so forth, the applause level was way up there. Mm-hmm. When John Legend talked about the reality of the condition of black people and black males in particular. Mm-hmm. Hollywood, if you hear the Republicans talking about it, is the liberal bastion of the United States, mm-hmm. had little to say or had little accolades or acknowledgement to give to John Legend when he was talking truth. Mm-hmm. And to me, I think that indicates that this schism that America has with black people right now has even bridged over into the liberal thinking white folks. 50 years ago, these people that were sitting in the audience would have been supporting Martin Luther King. They would have been going. Well, I mean, if you look at the history of the white entertainers that came out and provided support and money and so forth for them to do, I think many of them would. Maybe not the majority of them, mm-hmm. but I think they would have certainly been some. So their silence in somebody holding up the mirror to the real situation of America, I think, speaks volumes of the trend that is going on in Hollywood. As for Lee Daniels, I think it was easy for him to say that Monique was not one to should be ready to play the game, because brother is obviously playing the game. And he's getting his movies, he's mm-hmm. getting his shows green-lighted when other, But I just have to ask you, is he? Because if you think about it, he couldn't get Precious out there. He had to go to Oprah and Tyler Perry. Yeah. So his playing the game. But his playing the game hasn't done that much for him. It hasn't done that much for him. Well, and he's riding the coattail now of Shonda Rhimes. So his playing the game and quote unquote selling out. The thing we have to deal, we got to seriously deal with Lee Daniels' mindset. He's riding the coattail simply now because every network wants a black actor or a black actress, a black drama. So playing the game, and we can say this a lot to a lot of folk, that brown nosing and playing the game thing, I don't know if that works. And Shonda Rhimes might be doing it, but she don't put it out there, y'all. Look, this is how I kiss up. Lee Daniels will come out, this is how I'm kissing up because, hanging out with y'all black folk didn't get me nowhere. That man got issues. Well, no, and I completely agree with you, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think that any of these, including Chandra, I'm hoping, she's a creative writer. Mm-hmm. Her plots are amazing. But I think that Chandra needs to, I hope that Chandra at some point gets into a drama where it doesn't have to be a sister hinged on or handcuffed mm-hmm. to a white to a white person or a white
raped in a closet in the White House and all that other
to be successful. And and then lastly, the thing about Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good vehicle for independent film.
Yes.
For minority film and syndicated show to happen through that vehicle right there. So thanks for the time. I enjoy you. I enjoy your work too.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And as a matter of fact, they just announced this week that A Different World is coming to Netflix. So that device you got in your kid's hand and you let them do any and everything on, let them watch some Different World. I guarantee you it'll give them a different world. We're going to continue this conversation. 404-892-2703. The next segment is yours when you call in to News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Go now to DryerBuzz.com and follow @DryerBuzz on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all about the buzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Hey everybody, this is Kwanzaa Hall, Madison City Councilman for District 2, and you know I love DryerBuzz on WAOK.
Call us at 404-892-2703 on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
No, I think television true with me. I've been away from television 2 or 3 years, and no one's calling me to do anything. I guess they think that I'm just Fred Sanford, and so if they don't have a part for Fred, there's nothing else left. So Fred is dead, even without Fred, you know. So I know I could do some other parts, some character parts, but no one gives me that buzz, you know. So I just work in the clubs, because a lot of actors can't go in a nightclub and do an hour and a half alone, but I can.
All right, did you hear Fred say buzz? See, I wrote the book on buzz. That's why I got buzz all up in my business name, DryerBuzz, because it's all about buzz. That's why we talked to Kathy Toms earlier when she told you guys about this opportunity to get out there and get some training and learn how to take advantage of opportunities like this when people are talking about you, or if they're talking about something and your brand relates to that, how to get in where you fit in. You need to get in right now, because it's going to be the lightning round. We got to get ready to get out of here. 404-892-2703. I'm going to give this segment. I got two. I got Marie on line 1. And we just played a clip, y'all, of Red Fox. Let me not call him Fred Sanford. We just played a clip. That clip you just heard is from TV One's Unsung Hollywood series, and it is one of the best unsung. They've done an excellent job with these unsungs, because we all have these burning questions as to what happened to these celebrities. And interesting, Red Fox was tormented. And it's amazing because Terrence Howard is tormented, but that makes for a great entertainer. That tragedy gives us the best. And they talked about the fact that Fred Sanford played this junk man on television, so when you saw him off TV, he was decked out to the nines. This hair, I love this haircut he got going on here. And he would wear these, $2,000 and $3,000 suits and all this jewelry, very flashy. Because even though they were one of the first black sitcoms, playing the junk man, the person in poverty, living in Watts and all of that, it did something to the mentality of these two black men who played on this show. So, and you can tell it kind of did something to the character that played Lamont, Desmond, I forget his last name. It did something to them. See, we got to remember, these shows, as they say, was taped live before a studio audience. It was taped live in Hollywood. So while they played all this poverty on television, they went out and got into their, is it Bentleys? What was the top of the line cars back then? I mean, they had the Rolls Royce. They all drove Let me tell you, Diane Carroll, read her memoir, and she talked about driving around in her Rolls Royce and what she thought it meant and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I wish they do an unsung on Diane Carroll. Okay, I promised this segment to Marie and Daryl, so let me jump on the phone with Marie. Hey, Marie, thanks for calling and supporting the show.
Yes, I love your show. I just wanted to ask a couple of questions, and yes, definitely, and to also make a comment. I wanted to say about Monique, I just saw her, well, not just, I guess it was about 8 months ago, and she was taking one of her senior relatives through the King Center again. They were going through Ebenezer, what have you, but I stopped, gave her a hug, shook a couple of hands of some of her relatives there. And homegirl is a size 7'8". I was shocked.
What?
She has lost all of that weight. I am so sorry, but
did you say 7'8"?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna even exaggerate. I looked at her and I was like, I could not believe it. I think she said she had lost something like 80 to 100 something pounds. She was in some spandex. And I'm talking about she looked like the size of Taraji P. Henson.
Right. If you follow her on Twitter, she does post workout, her workout routine, what she eats and so forth. So she does have a fitness following.
Oh, yes, ma'am. She has lost that weight because I looked at her, I say, I know that's not you. I mean, we started laughing immediately. And
because she's very approachable. She's very approachable.
Yes, she is. Isn't she? And isn't that the love? And now what I wanted to say on the opposite side of that, strong black women who just won't fall for the okie doke like her, they tend to be after, Hollywood see they can't mold them and they won't go into the casting couch, so to speak. Then they push them aside. And I think that is room, at the top for women like that, but we got to write our own scripts. Right. We have to do our own this and that. And with that being said, I wanted to ask, do you know of any producers that are taking solicitations or anybody that's looking for a good script? Because I'll tell you, one that will blow your socks off.
Let me give you this right now, and I don't know if there's a hashtag for it, but on Facebook, a post that's being shared around this week, HBO is looking, and as a matter of fact, they're getting ready to have a major event and submission of scripts. But go and try as best you can to do a search on Facebook, or either just go to Google and do HBO's screenwriting events, submissions, and so forth. But that is something that it's been paying. I tell you what, go to our good friends on Facebook, Real Black TV, REEL. I think it's Real Black TV. Or either Shadow and Act on Facebook. Shadow and Act. Those are two, and also Black Tree TV. Those are the three. Black Tree TV, Real REEL, Black TV, or Shadow and Act. Those, if you want to be in this business right now, those are the three to follow on Facebook. They are the blogs and publications that are really inside this industry.
Okay, and when you say Black Tree, you talking about BLACKTREE?
Find them on Facebook. All the information inside this industry is on their Facebook page. They have websites and YouTube channels.
Oh, thank you so much. I wish I could submit one to you, and you could kind of collaborate with me, and we could kind of get to that next level.
Keep an eye out, because Mahalia and I are putting together a documentary festival that we're going to do later on this year in October. So we're putting it together. We're trying to get there.
Okay, well, listen, can I get your email address?
I'm thebuzz@DryerBuzz.com. TheBuzz at
BUZZ?
Yep, BUZZ, TheBuzz@DryerBuzz.com. I got to catch another call, but the conversation continues. Use hashtag DryerBuzz to find me anywhere on the web. Daryl, what's your comments about this whole situation?
Hello?
Okay, come on, Daryl. Jump in here.
Hello?
Jump in here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Hello?
All right. Daryl, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead. What's your comment?
My comment about this series came back in the 60s, Mission Impossible. You remember that series?
Yes.
And I think that's Bunny played a very intelligent technician. Back then, I think that was star for showing up that we were kind of educated back then. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people took note, because we used to watch that every night to come on, because we used to want to watch.
Right, because anytime there was a black person on television, we used to flock to the TV. I don't care what network it was.
He was a technician. He just wasn't no, but just the way he figured out things,
I know exactly. Was it Morgan somebody? What was his name? His name was Morgan.
I don't
somebody.
know his real name, but the way he did things, but that was an impression on us that we could learn and we could be educated.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And let me just tell y'all, this conversation is going to continue. I want you to use the hashtag DryerBuzz, okay? And then that way we can talk about it. Go to either my Facebook page or DryerBuzz, and then you can see the post that we put out there about asking about Monique playing cookie. But I'm just wondering, does Monique just want her a piece of empire? Like I said, everybody's trying to get back to the small screen. But what we got to do is stop losing our history. Let's stop acting like everything is new and great and somebody's doing it for us. We've always made good money for Hollywood. Back to my homeboy, Paul Robeson. I really thought he'd be reincarnated by now. Why can't hey, you trying to take my man? Cause Paul Robeson just laid it out there. He just set it off. I'm looking for the man who admires Paul Robeson as much as I do. Okay? Yeah. When the man walks up to me and say, "Hey, I am the reincarnation of Paul Robeson," I will marry him on the spot. All right, y'all. Like I said, the conversation continues. Hashtag DryerBuzz, or you can go to the Facebook page. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all the social media, and just use the hashtag DryerBuzz. And always, every day, check out DryerBuzz.com. Now, get ready for the next WAOK After Work Network Mixer. We're going to be the first Wednesday, March 4th. Join us at Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles on Cascade Road. As you know, Derek Bozeman will broadcast live. You can get all the information at WAOK.com. All right, I'm headed out to the Legendary Awards. There's a red carpet alert. Where there's a red carpet, there is buzz, and I'm there to get you the buzz behind the buzz. So make sure you follow me at Instagram and DryerBuzz.com. Again, somebody asked about my email. It's thebuzz@DryerBuzz.com. You want to be a guest on the show? You think you're good for a great debate? You can go against me and all the opinions I got. Send an email to pitch.DryerBuzz.com. It's been another great edition of News and Talk 1380 DryerBuzz on WAOK.
Get DryerBuzz on SoundCloud and YouTube to hear snippets from the show. It's all about the buzz with DryerBuzz on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.